Hey, welcome to our explainer. Today we're going to talk about something that's totally changing the game online, the smart contract. Now, I know it sounds super technical, but trust me, the idea behind it is actually pretty simple and really powerful. So let's just dive right in. Just think about this for a second. Imagine you're renting a car. What if the very moment your payment went through, the car just automatically unlocked for you, and then the instant your rental time was up, it locked itself again? No meeting someone for keys, no checking paperwork. The agreement would just work, all on its own. How cool would that be? You see, almost every agreement we make today comes down to trust. And when that trust isn't quite enough, we have to bring in other people, lawyers, banks, notaries. And that whole process can be really slow, it can be expensive, and honestly, it doesn't always work perfectly. Well, that's the exact problem smart contracts are here to solve. You can think of a smart contract as an agreement that isn't written in complicated legal language, but in computer code. It gets placed on a blockchain, which is just a super secure, shared digital notebook, and it runs automatically the second its conditions are met. And here's the best part: no middleman needed. Okay, to really wrap our heads around this, let's forget all the techie stuff for a moment. Forget code, forget blockchain. Let's just think about something we've all used: a simple vending machine. It turns out a vending machine is pretty much the perfect real-world example of a smart contract. I mean, the logic is just so simple, and it's completely automatic, right? You give it an input, your money, you set the condition by pushing the button for that snack you want, then the machine just follows its rules. If you paid enough, boom, it executes the deal and out comes your snack. If not, the deal is off and you get your money back. There's no person to argue with, no negotiating. You don't have to trust the machine, you just know it's gonna work. So let's put them side by side. With old school contracts, you're trusting people. With smart contracts, you're trusting code that's backed by something called cryptographic proof, which is really just a fancy way of saying unbreakable math. A traditional deal could take days or even weeks. A smart contract? It's instant. And while normal agreements are usually private, smart contracts are completely public and transparent on the blockchain for anyone to see. And this last part is huge. Once a smart contract is running, it's immutable. That means it cannot be changed by anyone, ever. Okay, so how do we take that really simple vending machine idea and use it for more complicated stuff online? Well, that's where the blockchain comes into play. It's basically the power source and the super secure housing for our new digital vending machines. The whole thing happens in 5 pretty straightforward steps. First, a developer writes the rules of the agreement into code. Then, that code is deployed onto the blockchain, where it gets its own unique address, kind of like a website. After that, someone triggers the contract, usually by sending some cryptocurrency to it. That's when the magic happens. The contract executes its instructions automatically. And finally, the result of that action is recorded on the blockchain forever, creating a permanent, unchangeable record. And that gets to a really important point. Despite the name, these contracts aren't smart like an AI is. They don't think for themselves. They can't adapt. They're just perfect rule followers. They do exactly what they were programmed to do, every single time, without fail. All right, so this isn't just a cool theory anymore. Smart contracts are already out there in the wild, powering all sorts of amazing things. So let's take a look at what kind of snacks you can actually find inside this new digital vending machine. First up, let's talk about digital arts and NFTs. An artist can actually code a royalty rule right into the artwork itself. What does that mean? It means that every single time that piece of art is sold to someone new, from now until the end of time, a percentage of that sale automatically goes right back to the original artist. It's instant, it's guaranteed, and it completely gets rid of the hassle of trying to track sales and chase down payments. Then you've got this whole world called decentralized finance, or DeFi. I want you to imagine a bank that's made of nothing but code. Smart contracts can act like little robot loan officers, matching lenders and borrowers from all over the world, calculating interest rates in real time and managing all the collateral automatically. We're talking about a financial system with no buildings, no bankers, and it never closes. And it's totally changing video games too. Think about that super rare sword you spent weeks grinding for in a game. With a smart contract, you, the player, can actually own it, not the game company. It's yours. You could sell it or trade it outside of the game if you wanted to. And the rules for things like rewards and tournaments, they're all coded out in the open, so everybody knows the game is fair and the developers can't just secretly change the rules on you. And honestly, these examples are just scratching the surface. This technology is moving at lightning speed, and developers all over the world are working hard to make these automated agreements even more capable and easier for everyone to use.
But what happens when the deal isn't as simple as just buying a snack? What if there's a bug in the code? Or what if you need different systems to talk to each other? These are the really big challenges that engineers are tackling right now.
So the big goals are pretty clear. First, security is everything. We have to keep them safe from hackers. Second, we need ways to safely upgrade a contract if a bug is found, which is tricky because they're designed to never change. Third is getting different blockchains to actually talk to each other. And finally, making the whole system way faster and cheaper so that billions of people can use it every day.
That last point, making them faster and cheaper, is a huge focus, and one of the most exciting solutions out there is something called a Layer 2 network. The best way to think about it is like an express lane on a super busy highway. It lets a bunch of transactions happen on a separate, faster layer, and then it just sends a little summary back to the main blockchain. This clears up all the traffic and keeps things moving fast and cheap.
Look, if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Smart contracts represent a huge shift from trusting people to trusting code. We're replacing subjective human judgment with objective mathematical certainty, and that's a really big deal. And that leaves us with a pretty exciting question to think about. Just consider all the parts of our lives that still run on trust and mountains of paperwork. Things like voting or insurance claims or tracking products around the world. Which of those do you think will be the next to be completely transformed by a few simple, transparent, and unstoppable lines of code?